People wonder they say shall never end. Oh, this Ebony, I never see where an educated lady that claims to be rich and have so much prestige more than other people. I've never seen a situation where they are begging for love, even when the love refused to be begged, and yet they are still begging for love. So according to what we are hearing, they said Ebony have told the king that she did not see the reason why the king will always prioritize the jewel over her and everyone in the palace, even when she chose to stay with him and console him when the jewel left him. When they said Ebony was telling the king he consoled him when the jewel left him, and I said, is it not the same you that orchestrated her leaving so that you will take over? And a day like this will come when you will tell the king, oh, she left you and I was there for you. Eh? What about the time that you left him? What about the time that you left him when he has nothing? When he haven't become a king? When you said you were betrothed to him, but you couldn't stay with him to make it in life? Eh? What about those times? Anyways, according to the information reaching us, allegedly, they said Ebony have told the king that she is tired of begging for his love. Yes, that every time she tries as much as possible to make the king understand how much she loves the king, and yet the king will not look her way. Every time the king will be prioritizing a queen that left him over the ones that are here with him, that she's no longer doing that with the king. That yes, she is ready to leave, that she is ready to leave the marriage. But before that happens, that the king must though, they said she said must. As a matter of fact, some people said she have left the palace because the king gave her 24 hours to pack out of that her apartment and leave the palace, or else they will lock that place and disgrace her in the public. That is what they said when she was having a very heated argument with the king, to the point that they said she called the king's names that she's not supposed to call him. And they said angrily, the king said he is giving her 24 hours to pack out of the palace, allegedly. So they are saying that she left, but while she was leaving, as in she left the palace to her family house, but they said before she left, she made it clear that she is returning back in few hours or in a daytime. And her purpose of returning back is to come and take her settlement. That if the king did not prepare a settlement, is it letter or whatever, for her, that she is going to come back to the palace and still be giving him so much headache. But because despite everything that she have done to get the king's love, that the king have given the love to the jewel, and for that reason, that if she come back and the king refuse to settle her, that she is going to cause so much commotion and she's not going to leave the palace unless the king carry her by body out of the palace. And right now, they say what she is demanding is that the king will give her £500,000, the king will give her a mansion in UK, and they said some percentage from that Ojaja Mall. That is what she is demanding. After all, she have made huge contribution, according to her, in that palace, more than the jewel that the king is giving everything to. That if the king have so much money to throw about, because they said the king lavishly furnished the new villa that he built where the jewel will be packing in after the Ofarende ritual. That if the king have so much money like that to throw around, that why won't the king have 180 million naira to give to her to start up her fame, her banking fame in Lagos? That simply means that she's not even planning on returning back to UK again. Yes, so. And you all know that it is ever since she returned back to be welcomed back into the palace with the baby that she have refused to return back. That simply means that she made all the arrangement to relocate back to here, because there was a time they said she was telling the king, oh, I want to relocate. At least that will strengthen our love and all of that. I don't know if you remember those days. And they said the king told her that if you come back here that you're going to regret it. And look at how it is right now. It is ever since she came back and have refused to go back that all of this gbas up back and forth movement started. Yes, because then, in as much as she have her skosko then, they said this time around it have increased, and that is because she is too close. Because during that time, there was time she would stay like 4 months, 6 months, she will not show up. You know, even if she show up within a week or two, she have returned back to her base. And then, in as much as the marriage wasn't that sweet, but at least it wasn't this sore. But right now, they said the situation of the king and the Ebony, as in their relationship, is something that she did not pray for. Yes, and they said the way the king have distanced himself from her ever since she started all of this, you must do it my own way, you must do it my own way. They said the king have distanced himself far, far away from Ebony, that Ebony is regretting that. I don't think I will call it regret. She is still working hard to see that she come close to the king. But how can you come close to the king when you are challenging his authority? Whenever he makes decision, you will say no, you are not going to do it his own way, it must be done your own way and all of that. So right now the problem is that Ebony have accepted that she is ready to leave the marriage because she's tired of being in a place where they are tolerating her because they don't appreciate her, even though she is trying to make it look like she is more important than others, and yet they are not appreciating her for all her effort. According to her, for all the calabash that she is carrying for the palace, they are not appreciating her. That she is ready to leave, but unless the king gives her all that she have required, that she cannot carry the king's baby and go and start paying rent again, that the king must make provision for a house for her in UK, that she is ready to live until those terms are met. That if the king did not meet the terms and condition, imagine Ebony is giving the king terms and condition, that if the king did not meet up with those things, that when she comes back from her family house, that she goes nowhere. Hey, they say she's telling the king that she goes nowhere until she is being settled. The thing is that if you ask me, I will say that she have not made up her mind to leave. Because if she have made up her mind to leave, she will just leave. And we all know that even if she decides to live like that, there is no how the king will not be sending money to her for the upkeep of that baby. Because the king, they said, is the father of the baby, you know. So there is no how he will not be taking care of his son, despite what is going on between him and Ebony. Because if you guys remember, during that time the boy celebrated his 1 year birthday, Oletik did not show up. The king was so angry with Oletik that even if you have a beef with Ebony, it will not get to the point of these children, that he will not tolerate that, to tell you how much he loves his children. Anyway, guys, that is what we're hearing. If the information is true, don't forget they're all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and share the video. Bye. Love you.